Determining what the student knows is really vital in a tutoring session. Too often, I think, tutors will focus on what the student doesn't know and kind of not really address what the student does know. However, it's really important to evaluate what a student does know. A student's knowledge will not only help the tutor to give more specific guidance or provide the student with some positive reinforcement, but I also think it's a really valuable starting point for a tutoring session. So let's look at an example with Ronnie as our tutor and Becca as our tutee or our student. Becca has come in for some assistance with chemistry, and Ronnie is trying to kind of figure out or determine what she knows. So there's a couple different ways that he can approach this, but one question Ronnie can ask to kind of gauge what Becca knows or doesn't know is, what do you think or know about this? So, maybe she's coming in for specific help with molecular structures. And so Ronnie might say, what do you think or know about this? Another question he could ask is, what are your ideas on molecular structures? And another question he could ask is, can you explain, molecular structures to me, or, whatnot? So anyway, these are three different examples of questions that you can use to determine what a student does know, as opposed to what a student doesn't know. Now, kind of just some tips on determining student knowledge. As always, ask questions in a friendly and non-threatening tone in order to encourage the students to talk. Of course, we don't want to overload the student with questions, so you really use your discernment and discretion when asking questions. And then, of course, I think determining student knowledge is really vital because it helps us to really know what the student knows. And I think when the student provides some feedback to you, it's really important to utilize encouragement and positive reinforcements after student responses to encourage them or to reinforce that what they've said is correct or right, or at least on the right track. Determining student knowledge can be especially helpful for writing tutoring sessions as a jumping off point to kind of figure out what a student knows, and then you can kind of move more into maybe what the student does know or what the student really wants help with specifically.